Sometimes you just want to grind some money on GTA and not do anything special. Well, then I have the perfect daily routine for you to earn some very good money without thinking about it too much. I have a long version for you wild grinders, and I got a shorter version for those of you who actually are employed. So let's get right into it. Now, starting with the long routine, we will start off by stocking supplies or resupplying our businesses. So this can be your bunker, your nightclub, your acid lab, and you can also choose if you want to use the MC businesses, but in my opinion they are not worth using because it's too much time for not enough money. Also, sell whatever needs selling if you have anything, for example a bunker or the acid lab, and then stock up on everything else. So buy supplies for the bunker, buy supplies for the acid lab, top up the popularity in the nightclub, things like that. A tip to speed this process up is to have the master control terminal in either the Terabyte or the arcade. This way you can buy supplies for your businesses without being there physically. This whole process shouldn't take more than about 10 minutes. Now we got that producing, let's start off with our first actual money method, and that's doing a Cayo Perico heist. I will not go through the whole heist, so I recommend you watch my Cayo Perico heist guide. It's in the top right of your screen right now if you've never done it before. There's also tips if you have done it before. After completing the heist solo, you will get anywhere from $1 million to 1.5 million. This depends on what main target and secondary loot you get. Well, let's just say you got 1.2 million for this playthrough. This will take you about 45 minutes on an average playthrough if you have a flying vehicle or something to help you speed things up. So let's add up how much we've earned so far. Next on our list is the contract, or otherwise known as the Dr. Dre storyline. This is even easier than the Cayo Perico heist, however it does take a bit longer. The Dr. Dre missions are easy and fun. You simply follow the storyline and then do what they tell you to do. My guide for the business is still linked in the description though. This will take you about an hour and 30 minutes. By finishing all the missions, you will get $1 million plus some bits and bobs here and there. So that brings up our total earned money to $2.2 million in total. Now we move on to the newest addition to this whole routine, and that is the Oscar Gusman Flies Again missions, or otherwise called the Titan job. It is very new, but it fits perfectly for a solo player to do. Now what I want you to do is to do all these missions on hard mode, even the setups and the preps. This is very important. If you don't play them all on hard mode, you will not get the full 750k. Instead, you will only receive 500k. Bear in mind that the first time playing through the heist, you will only be able to complete it on normal difficulty. So you will need to do it on hard every time after that. These missions are pretty easy, even on hard mode. It just takes a bit of time to do it. The last mission, for example, is just you flying with Oscar and shooting down the plane. It takes about 10-15 minutes to shoot down that plane, but it isn't hard. It just takes a bit of time. Since this heist, or whatever you want to call it, is so new, it's unsure how long it will take, as new, faster methods to complete it will always come later when people have played through it a few times. So it might even become quicker than what I'm about to tell you. However, it shouldn't take you more than an hour to complete these missions anyway if you have a quick vehicle. That brings our total up to $2.9 million and $50,000. Now the last part of this long version of the money routine is to sell your businesses, or alternatively your mini sale missions. What I mean by mini sale missions is stuff like the excess weapons in the bunker, the mixed goods export in the office, the motorcycle bike export, etc. You can sell these if your businesses are not fully stocked up, or you can do it in addition to selling your businesses. By now you've been playing for a bit over 3 hours, so your bunker and acid lab should be ready if you don't want to just resupply them instead. You can choose that yourself, although I do recommend selling the bunker before you fill it completely up so you can actually finish it solo. The acid lab, I recommend you fill it up to the max, as you can sell that always as a solo player with only one delivery vehicle. It's a bit different regarding the bunker. If you get to sell the bunker solo at this step, then that should result in about 300k. If the acid lab is ready as well, you'll get around 500k for that as well. Selling these solo is also such a breeze, so don't worry about that. Now the last point to the long routine is basically rinse and repeat. If you're not sick of playing yet, then the next step is to just do it all again. You do this enough times and you will have enough money for the next update by next week. However, if all that is too much work for you and you don't have that much time to play the game or play the game as it's your second job, then the short routine will be perfect for you. Again, we start the short routine by checking our bunker, nightclub, and asset lab. Do we need to resupply or do we need to sell? Do whatever needs to be done and get on with it. Again, should just take about 10 minutes. Now, in the short version, we will also do a Cayo Perico Heist, because it only takes about 45 minutes, so it's basically the quickest one out of the 3 that I went through today, and it also makes you a very good amount of money. Now, next up, we want to collect some safe money slash sell businesses. If you're gonna sell the businesses, you just do the same as I told you in the long version of this method, but collecting safe money is a bit different. You go around to your nightclub, your agency, your arcade, your salvage yard, and wherever else you have a safe, and then you collect that money. Collect the money and then boost the popularity in the nightclub. That's very important, because or else you won't get safe money back. The nightclub is the best business for the safe money. This will take about 15 minutes, give or take, but you will get quite a lot, probably a few hundred thousands. Now again, this is at the point where you just rinse and repeat. Only this method just takes about an hour to complete, so it's a lot easier to fit into your daily schedule. If you want to add more things onto this, you can obviously do the clocking bell farm. For the short version, you can do the Oscar Guzman flies again missions if you want. There's a lot of stuff you can do, but this is some of the things I have done for quite a while now, and I get a bunch of money by doing these methods, either if it's the short way or if it's the long version. At this point, I want you to log into GTA and start grinding. If you still need some help on what to do, you can check out my updated 2025 top 10 best solo money making methods guide. You will never struggle to make money again. Subscribing and leaving a like would also help out greatly. God bless, and thank you for watching.